Polluted Thoughts Podcast, real talk with real people. I'm your host, Colin Garrett.
3, 2.
Alright, we're here. Very special Polluted Thoughts Podcast. I'm going to go ahead and just call it the GetchaSneakers edition right off the rip. But we're here in store at GetchaSneakers at 5 Summer Street in Lunenburg. The spot for all your shoes in the area and clothing, anything you need. But this is very special. The first one that's not in my basement. I'm very happy to get it in with you guys.
Appreciate you guys.
I know all you guys are genuine, and we had our last one, which was great. So I want to get more into it, but I know that everyone watching wants to know a little bit about what had happened and how it affected you guys with the robbery and everything. Okay. And I just want to get it out of the way because I don't want that to be the whole conversation like I was saying before. I just want to get it right off the rip. Was it you think it affected you guys net positively in the end?
Yeah. It gave us a bigger audience, bigger customer base, a lot of people supporting us. It did affect us for a little while just because our shop is our home. Yeah. So they took that home feeling away from us, but we got it back. We're 100% and better now. So.
Well, it seems like that's kind of the thing with social media. I don't know if you guys would agree. Was that anytime that someone's I don't want to say canceled, but some sort of controversy is brought to somebody who didn't deserve it, or whatever, it always just ends up helping that person in the end all be all.
Social media did more than the cops did locally. Like, bro, I had people I didn't know from like South Carolina, California, everybody reaching out to me, trying to find out what happened. Like, it was crazy, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, right. Brings the whole community out.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. How did you guys feel?
Walking in, seeing that shit, that shit hit.
Yeah, did you guys come in and just you guys hadn't seen it, but no one called you or anything? You walked in as regular day for work and saw that shit?
What had happened was there's a salon here. I'm not sure where they moved to. One of the girls came in at like 6 in the morning. And they seen there was a big hole in our door, and then she called Will, I think, and that's how we got in contact. No, Will, he works here.
Oh, word. So that your initial reaction walking into that shit?
Yeah. It was just I don't know, we spend so much time here, and we've all created a bond with each other that these are my brothers. Mm-hmm. So just coming into like Mike said, your home, and just seeing everything all over the place, they violated us.
Yeah.
And that shit hit differently.
They did more than what they should have. They should have just took the stuff. No, they damaged stuff. They broke stuff for no reason. Do what you gotta do and just leave, man.
But like Cardi was saying before we even started, he was saying you guys do so much for the community, the backpack drives, the food drives, the even just the little Snapchat things, come give us a bottle of water and you get this cheap pair of shoes for free.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just shit like that. Yeah. For someone to take advantage of it.
We're not in it for the money, we're in it more for the people in the community, so we do give it back. And like I said, for someone to come in here and vandalize our property, we work hard, nothing's really given to us, so we worked hard for this. So for someone to come in, take from us, break our stuff, that's what hurt, because again, all we do is try to give it back to the community.
And even after we got robbed, we hosted a food drive for everybody for Thanksgiving, I think, and we donated 1,900 pounds of food.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Man.
We partnered with Clippers in Cold Mill City, but we just kept our heads up.
That's kind of like a FU back to them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's we're gonna donate 1,900 pounds of food.
Even though you did what you did, but
that doesn't stop you guys from passing on your positive vibe and sharing.
I was gonna say, look at the place, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
just back in bed.
I don't want to discredit what had happened, or try to devalue it, because obviously it's fucking huge that happened. It's monumental, emotionally and just literally coming into the store every day. But I mean, look at the place now, man. I mean, it's beautiful.
We actually did a lot of renovations.
I could tell. All the racks in the middle gone. I've got a nice little shelf over in the corner now.
Yeah, we'll bring the camera for a tour after.
Yeah, I'll say there'll be a little time lapse tour before the end.
Oh yeah.
But what was it just the fact that they had done you so grimy that made you guys want to go so much harder? Was that you couldn't believe someone in the community would do that?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that.
They hit a couple other people in the area, right? That same night, right?
On different nights,
weeks after.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But they hit the same place.
Yeah, they did 2 or 3 every week. So I think right after they hit ATA over in Leominster.
Yeah, so
Is there not some sort of like serial number that will go with these shoes to be able to identify when like no? So is that why this is like the hot ticket item to be
Yeah,
able
There's so
to
many
come in?
shoes that drop. It's like you can't look at one shoe and say it's that
100%.
shoe because there's like hundreds and thousands of pairs dropping.
But we do have a list of what was stolen, so
Yeah.
we were trying to look out to see if they
People to
posted
watch
it
list,
in
yeah.
marketplace or something like that, but nothing.
nothing the cops can do about that to
Nothing.
monitor. That's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Cops
I mean-
honestly didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it just like they came in, did like their routine bullshit, checked in, and maybe looked at some cameras or something? Like,
I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but they came in, they got a call in for a little accident, and then they literally did not talk to us for like 2 days. Then we got the news in here, and then they came in mad, saying.
That's
It's all-
disrespectful.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah, because
considering
we
how
got
much
the
you
news
guys do
involved.
give back. Like
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
supposed to be another source of
Yeah.
positivity.
I would
for
say
the
at that
community,
point though, you
or
need
it's
like to
supposed
voice yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If the police aren't gonna do something for it, there's only so much you guys can do individually on Snapchat and everything
Exactly.
else. You know, you guys still reach tens of thousands
Oh,
of
yeah,
people,
it's
but
crazy.
like to actually find out who did it and have like the equipment needed to do
Yeah.
that or whatever. It's like you need their help or the news's help to spread the word.
And that's why I went to. I'm sorry, I don't know what he said. Yeah. Alright, we're good. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
No,
about
you
that.
good, you good. It was just a matter of like if you can't get it out through the news and the news isn't gonna like put it out for you and the police aren't gonna do anything for you, like, or excuse me, if the police aren't gonna do anything, you need the news to put it out for you because then it reaches literally the entire state. I had people like my aunts and uncles knew who
Yeah.
you were now, you know,
Yeah.
just from seeing on the
Oh,
news.
that's crazy.
And they have no fucking idea about
Yeah.
shoes or anything like that.
Yeah, it's exactly why I went through like social media. A few of my teachers reached out, told me to do what I did. Police didn't help. I think the people over at Leominster, either ATA, and then my good friends over in Worcester, Fernando. A lot of shots been hit.
Yeah, I saw that. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It seems like it's the same people too.
Yeah.
And
Definitely the same people.
The craziest part that I thought about it was the fact that they'd stole a car before they even thought to like, come
Yeah,
here
bro.
and steal anybody
Yeah.
else's shit or anywhere else, you know?
It's definitely coordinated as fuck.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Unfortunate.
Crazy thing, there's always like Stadies or Lunenburg cops around
Partner
here.
right here,
Yes.
like right there, right in the
Yes,
next parking
yes.
lot, yeah, all
And
the time.
no cops like pulled them over or seen them or seen anything that happened. It was crazy. It was
That
2
is
stolen
crazy.
cars too. But,
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, all right. On a different, going away from the robbery.
Yeah, let's get
All right. What about shoes? Like, clearly you guys are businessmen. You guys could take any product and push that to all hell and be successful. What about shoes is the attracting factor to make you guys want to start this?
Me, I always like shoes. Like even before I was on the team, I knew Mike just because of shoes.
Yeah.
I was on the Facebook pages at like 12, 13-year-olds trying to
Yeah.
sell and trade my shoes because I always liked shoes, fashion, clothes. I always liked it. So me just attracted to shoes, wearing shoes. That was a big thing for me. And then being able to put business into it and to make some money out of it, it's like clicked.
That's the
It clicked
dream,
for me,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a dream job for all of us. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's crazy. How do you guys?
Well, because I know, I forgot to introduce all you guys, but we got Mike back again,
Yes,
Cardi, Richie, and Paul. But they all got their own specific little niche within the company. Like he said in the last podcast, he hand chose everybody for a specific reason, you know? So, I mean, I know you're on the vintage end. What made you get into that? Was it like a progression through shoes and designer to get to the vintage, or was it straight there?
Honestly, I've always had a thing for like thrifting, and then that's where I like found vintage clothing. That's like what got me into it. But it was just getting like clothes for cheap,
Yeah.
like keeping it on like a affordable like wardrobe.
No, I feel that. I mean, 50-60% of my closet is all Salvation Army shit,
Yeah.
just because it's like.
Goodwill's another.
But
shop.
I went through the phase of like, you know, having the designer shit and wanting all the designer shit, you know? And then once I got it, I was like, damn, this thing costs like as much as my rent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I could get something that's like of the same level of like coolness to me, like
Yeah.
some like, you know, sweater or some weird shit at Salvation Army.
Yeah, I feel like the vintage thing like has like a different type of feel too,
Yeah.
and like also pieces like come with history. So
Well, it's
cool,
also like you found it too. It's like a
Yeah,
grail
yeah,
when you
yeah.
search for it. You know, even if like you found it here, you know what I mean? It's like you found it, but then now they found it again
Yeah.
here, and it's like, you know, I think that's cool. You guys add that in though. Is like it's not just the high end kind of clothing or high end shoes. You come here, you can find some nice vintage stuff. You know what I mean? Like I like that.
Something for
idea.
everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a treasure hunt type shit where people are like, this is now the destination.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, and
Yeah.
they can come back and have that same vibe. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Crazy thing is, me and Richie were talking about it yesterday. You will not see Richie in a new piece of clothing. Like I'm talking about Supreme, like Dior, Gucci. No, like
I try not to.
yeah,
I try not to as well, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like when I wear that, I feel like I'm like degrading myself a little bit, just because because I love the fashion. Like I love fashion more than anything. But then like when I'm actually wearing it, like the cost of that piece of clothing on my body, I know I wouldn't be able to
Dude, the
afford
amount
real
of
time.
clothes that are like thrown out on a yearly basis
Oh, yeah.
is
It's disgusting.
insane, man.
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
true.
like it even goes back to your guys' whole like giving back perspective of at least you're not like leaving shit behind again. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of the vintage stuff is like name brand too, like stuff that you could like if it was new, you could sell in store. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So then it's
exactly.
almost like you're recycling the old style, which is
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
too.
and that's what Sean Weatherspoon did, and we're trying to bring that over here. Just
Sean
'cause we-
Witherspoon?
So he's a big vintage seller. He has a shop called Round Two. He has shoes and stuff like that
Yeah,
too.
we have like
Learn
six locations. But
Oh,
like
shit,
what
Oh
they
yeah, man.
Virginia, LA, New York, Miami,
Wow.
Shit.
Chicago.
So
Yeah.
we're trying to, cause I went to California and then I went to the shops up there, and I was trying to bring that feeling over here, just cause we don't have this type of shop anywhere else, to be honest with you.
No,
So,
100%.
yeah.
Definitely unique.
No,
Yeah.
Well, that's why I thought it was so fucking cool that you guys started this up, and why I was so interested in like why shoes, because you guys clearly have such a business mindset, and you guys would be able to conquer it, whatever it is, like the product that you're selling.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering like what specifically brought you guys together. You know?
I feel like when you get a brand new pair of shoes, it just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then two, like there's some gems that we have in here that like I don't know, me and Mike like used to chase, and we probably couldn't get our hands back on it in the day.
Mhm.
So just seeing like them now, it just hits like a different type of nostalgia.
Yeah, 110%.
Definitely.
Another thing is
That's a good
like
explanation.
you're always gonna need shoes.
Yeah.
The 100 years from now, 20 years, you're always gonna need shoes. So it's like it's trying to stay up to date with
Yeah.
everything, and there's always gonna be that group that wants the newest shoe, the newest designer, the old vintage. So we just try to put everything in one shop to click with the community.
Hell yeah,
That's very
100%.
That's
Yeah,
very
fashion and sneakers is a billion-dollar industry, so I think it's just gonna keep going up and up.
Well, I think that the thing that made you guys so like, I mean, I'm looking for another word than cool, but like so great in everybody's eyes, other than you guys being great yourselves. But like the idea of the store was so nuanced to this area.
Yeah.
Nobody in all of like Central Mass, until you get to like maybe Worcester, like Boston,
Mhm.
has a store like this. Yet everybody was selling shoes on Snapchat.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like the idea of you guys coming together and forming the physical store and like having that was so nuanced to the outside world that it just drives people in just because they want to see it. So and you guys do have the prime location right now. I know you guys. I want to talk about that too. Looking to like reach out and
Oh,
expand.
yeah.
But this is a prime location for our area, like
Which
right
is-
in the middle of 3 cities.
Yeah, there's great foot traffic too, just going
Yeah,
by.
which is it's right off the highway too. I think the highway's like 5 minutes away or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, this location definitely treats us well, to be honest with you.
At what point in time did you guys have the mentality of I want to take it a step further, and I do want to get a storefront, and I want to be able to have a physical location?
You know what's crazy? I wasn't gonna have a storefront. I wasn't thinking about it at all. Cause I sold from my basement. I was doing well. By myself. I had a little team. Beforehand, I think it's Izzy, Will, Urel, and I think Mark or something like that. And out of nowhere, I was like, you know what? I want more. Like I just woke up one day. I was like, I'm gonna go look at storefronts.
Hell yeah.
And then I seen this was open, called them. 2 days later, I'm over here talking to the landlord, and then a week later, I have the place. So it was out of nowhere. I really didn't plan it out at all. But yeah.
I mean, it must be hard trying to do it out the basement because I remember seeing you had like those like Walmart shelves stacked literally to the ceiling full of shoes.
I had like 400 pairs down there, man, and it was so hard to keep track of everything, doing everything by myself. I definitely give credit to my team. for my progress too.
So
Yeah.
when you're talking about expanding though, because I did see on your Snapchat you want people to vote where you think you should go next, like down to Connecticut or
Yeah.
like get a store in Boston. What is it like? Not enough traffic is driven here, or are you guys just that motivated to make more money, get more shoes, have that other store?
Oh, it's definitely enough, but I want more for the team and then myself. I think we could definitely expand worldwide type of thing. So I want to be all over the nation in like 10 years. I want 10 storefronts, whatever. But we had an opportunity that just opened up. I might pull the trigger. I'll say it in the for this podcast. There's a unit next door, so we might like just break the wall down and just have 2 units.
Fuck yeah.
And make
That's
more
salon?
space.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
you
what-
said they just left,
Yeah,
right?
they just
Oh
left. So,
man, that's sick.
so I might bring that type
So
of.
what would you be looking to expand when you expand the other side?
We'll probably put like. So
a little bit of everything.
little bit of
Hats,
everything
shoes,
more.
clothes. Cause this store is only so big. We can't. There's so much clothes that we can buy and put out. So much shoes that we want to buy and put out.
So I want to expand
Yeah.
what we sell. To be honest with you,
So even that corner could be like a whole wall.
Oh, yeah.
Thing, you know?
for a better shopping experience for everyone, man. I want to just, I think we could take it a step further in just this location. But
I love that. I know. So it's been on my freaking mind since you walked in. You walked in. Flash the shoes off real quick. So they walked
Slap 'em on the table, bro.
So when he walked in, they were all like, "Those are unreleased, right?" That's what you guys were saying.
Yeah, they're unreleased.
How, if they're unreleased, how do you have them?
Usually you can just get them on like sites like StockX Go, but like I don't know, somehow people get their hands on them.
so I will say how you get unreleased on sneakers. There's a lot of people that get backdoor stuff. It's mostly through these big groups called like Band LA or through Facebook, and they get like 100 pairs, and you can just buy it from them. I personally don't know any plugs, but if I do want any, I know where to go.
That's what they
Yeah.
do in China. They
Yeah.
backdoor all their fashion, all
Yeah,
of everything straight to the
everything.
streets.
Yeah.
So my boy Chris, shout out Chang, when he went to China, he got me an MCM bag that was backdoored
Yeah.
from like the factory. And, like the zipper was just like a little messed up on it, like
Yeah.
it wouldn't connect sometimes, but then it does other times. Backdoored. It was
So
sick.
it's like a big shout out. I forgot my guy's name. What was the guy that sold us the babe?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I'm sorry, cut that. But
It's gonna hit like
it's gonna hit. They're gonna.
That better be great.
But we got our bait straight from the bait factory.
That's
Fuck.
it.
Yeah. So he backdoors it from there and then from Japan.
Kim?
Cam.
Kim.
Yeah.
Shout out Kim.
Word.
Sorry, I forgot your name, bro. So he had a guy from Japan. He's out here, but his guy shipped like 200 shirts to us, and it was crazy, man.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Fuck yeah, dude. So
When-
is that literally just like someone fucking sitting in the factory, like
grabbing a
they're-
bunch of
literally.
it.
running out as fast as they can? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but yeah.
yeah, fuck yeah, yeah.
And in Japan, like they don't I say they don't value like what we do with babe tea. So like
Yeah.
babe tea's over here like 130, 140. To them, it's probably nothing because it's like
It's regular.
just so
It's a regular shirt.
overpopulated
Yeah.
with them.
True. Like the way my boy described it was literally like you walk through streets of people like as if it was a pop-up event,
Oh yeah.
and they just have like whatever they have, whether that be MCM, Louis V bags, all that stuff, and then they have. He said like he bought everybody jerseys when he was there because the jerseys were like
Cheap.
$8 or $10. They're stitched, you know, they're not real, but like they're stitched and stuff like that. But everybody there has jerseys because they sell them everywhere, you know, and they have like the craziest, nastiest retro jerseys and all this stuff. But it's because they're polluted with it, like you said. But at the same time, I bet a dude working at that factory not making a lot of money gets offered a lot of money to just grab a box full of them and run them out the back. I would do the same thing.
Dude, just to even have him as a contact costs money.
Yeah.
Like, so he makes money. He makes money for sure. But yeah, shout out Cam because he definitely supplies a lot of the bait that comes in.
So when you do it that way, obviously it's like buying in bulk is cheaper, right?
bulk
Yeah.
is always cheaper. Yeah.
But like, do you even get like? Because I know you could probably find bulk babe stuff that's not from the factory, from like people who just have large
for sure,
collections
but
and stuff like that. But when you get it from the factory, is it that much more discounted?
Oh yeah, it's definitely discounted just because the person gets it for cheap, and then the person selling it from that person gets it for cheap too. So
Yeah, 100%. It's like as it goes through people, like the price just starts to like trickle upwards.
So let's say, I'm not saying this is what happens, but it could be a thing. Cam buys it for like $50 per tee. He sells me 200, and I buy him at 70 a piece. That's a great profit margin
for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying that, like, in the end all be all, not only does it help yourself, but it helps all the customers who are going to come in wanting
Exactly.
to because you're just going to get it for cheaper than you get it anywhere else.
And you definitely can't get it anywhere else. Some of the pieces that we have, one of one, to be honest with you. Not one of one,
Damn.
but you just can't get it anywhere out here, to be honest with you.
That's what's up. See, you know they got the exclusives. That's why you gotta come by. What has been something that you guys have focused on expanding? Whether that be like a specific shoe, or like on the lookout for a specific shoe, or like hats. What's like the one thing you guys have been pushing kind of hard?
Honestly, it's nothing with
Just
shoes.
trying to get our name out there.
Yeah.
Trying to get more on the store page.
More
It's-
marketing.
Marketing, that's a big thing. Trying to go to more events, travel
Yeah.
more. Just because around here we're known, but we're trying to get to the point
I was
where
gonna say,
we're
that's the
walking
thing.
in
Everybody
like
knows.
Cali.
Everyone knows you guys, bro. It's so insane.
Yeah.
We're known out here, but we're trying to get to the point where we're walking in Cali one day and look, that's GetchaSneakers.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to market our brand a lot
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, that'll warm people up for if you ever like opened a location out
Yeah,
there too.
exactly.
Yeah, they know the name. They
We already have a clientele ready for
100%.
us.
Have you guys thought about like expanding an online store of sorts, like outside of like a Snapchat or something like that?
We
just
tried.
it's just
But-
tough.
Yeah, a lot of like tedious
Yeah,
work.
something down the
Yeah.
road.
Well, because you have to upload everything every time you get it,
Yeah.
and you can't just keep a stock on there.
And it's the fact that when we post on Snapchat, we sell like
Yeah.
quick. So
I think that's why you guys are so good
Yeah.
and so nuanced, is that you guys got both. I don't even have to come to the store to see what you got, because you guys just posted it. I'm like, oh shit, I want that, and then I'll go
I'll
in.
be going
Who
through
else
Paul's
knows what else I
stories
see?
for
And
hours,
dude,
bro.
literally, you guys are always like the last couple I save you guys, because so I can just literally
Yeah,
tap
right.
through the whole thing and see every shoe. It's literally like all four of you guys. I can literally just go through all of it. It's
Yeah.
great, but I think that the online shit must be so hard, because like, there's no online thrift stores really, you know what I mean? And that's hard to find because you gotta upload everything per one single quantity.
When it comes to that stuff, it's just secondhand, and then at that point, it's like what someone's putting their value of like what they think the tee's worth. So yeah, it's not really, you're not gonna get like a vintage tee for a discounted price like on
True, that's actually a good point.
online.
Yeah, but it's also like if you're going online, that means that you can't find that in a physical storefront.
Yep.
You know, so
Exactly.
maybe someone's willing to pay a higher price
Yeah,
point.
but you're right. It does
Yeah.
like open the field to a lot of judging. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, I do the same thing when I look at like a vintage clothing shop that's like $250 for a Grateful Dead like concert T-shirt, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I could find that at a thrift shop if I went looking. You know,
Yeah,
But it's the
But it's
memories,
the same
it's the
thing.
story.
but
that
that's what the
goes along
store
with it.
does though. Is like,
Yeah.
you may look at that online and be like, oh, what the fuck? Why would I pay $80 for this vintage T-shirt? But then you come in, you feel the material, you look at it yourself, you see like the authenticity within it, and you're like, fuck, this thing's good. It's got an
Yeah.
experience.
sometimes you can't even find the T-shirt online. To be honest with you, what's your
Yeah.
most expensive vintage tee?
It's a Nirvana tee.
Nirvana, Nirvana
I'm a-
concert royalty,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm a Europe Nirvana tee, and one of my homies out in Connecticut sold me it, and he threw it on his website like for his like first like drop, and he actually underpriced it, not knowing, and then like a couple months later he hit me up and said, like, oh, I had like a couple people in the vintage community say like, oh, that's like $1,000 T-shirt.
Damn.
And I paid up for it. I paid $450, but it was more just like you're not gonna see that T-shirt again,
Yeah.
and I still have not to this day yet seen it. So it's just
Yeah.
one of those things. Like it's an art piece.
What
Yeah.
like is it just the fact that shirt was only sold during that tour that makes it so like
Yeah, and like bootleg is
rare?
like parking lot stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like if they were only doing it for that concert, that's probably
Yeah.
like the only tee from
Yeah.
That's true. Like when you go to anything, they always have those dudes always waiting for you outside the gate with the $10 shirts, but then the shirts cost $50-$60 inside.
Yep.
Maybe that's worth the investment then.
It is.
Then I have shout out Rich for this one. I have a vintage Tupac tee. How much is that one worth?
Probably low end 250.
Yeah, like just one of those shirts
That's
that
fire.
cost crazy money.
What made it like so? Was it another tour, like a Tupac tour shirt?
With Tupac, like he died young,
Yeah, yeah.
and like they really only made his stuff for I think like yeah, like
Yeah,
a
couple
day
tours,
before,
probably.
yeah.
You won't probably like get like 3 or 4
And
tours.
and with the rap tees, it's cool because it was like never really like concert merch. It was more like parking lot bootlegs.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like you'll see like crazy colors and like to this day, people are still making reprints. So
That's cool though that like the parking lot merchandise comes into effect and is like holds some value now, like when either they're not selling it a lot during like the tour itself, or if it's like that person's so big and they died so young, there's only so much that you're willing to buy the parking lot shit. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, back when I was a kid though, I was like go to shit with my uncle and he'd always be like, no, I'm not paying $60. He's like, we're gonna go grab a $5 one on the way out, and I'd get like a Bruno Mars t-shirt or some shit.
How often do you guys like? Because obviously, if there's a $250,000 shirt, there's gonna be fakes that come out with that. Have you guys ever like come across fakes, and like how would you decipher between them?
There's fake shoes, clothes that come in here daily, bro.
Daily.
They're
Like-
skilled enough that like there's a black lay. If you see stitching, it's off. Like there's just little things you can't see with your
Just
eye.
the smell.
The
just
smell
Like
is-
you guys like take it out back.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And you make them wait here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like sometimes we'll pick a shoe up and we can tell off rip that it's
the weight's
unauthentic.
wrong or something.
Yeah, you look at it. There's colors off. There's stitches off. Oh, we have to tell them.
shape,
Yeah.
stitching, different colors,
Is
stitching,
it
and smell.
more? Do you find more that they don't know, or are they trying to like finesse you?
There's the little bro.
Yeah, 50.
There's some people that know
Some
their
people don't
stuff's
know it
fake
at
and
all.
think we don't
Yeah.
know what we're doing, but there is some people that do get like finesse and played on their item because they do think there's people that buy stuff from storefronts and they're unauthentic, so they're coming here trying to sell them. We have to tell them they're off. They're trusted. That store is trusted, so like getting a fake item from them, they are bummed out because of that.
Yeah.
some people get like gifts for Christmas, birthdays, and like
No.
their aunt, mom, like just hit like a random online store, and they don't know.
They don't know any better. Yeah.
The amount of times that's happened, I feel so bad when I tell them. It sucks, man.
It does suck.
That's why you gotta buy the shoes at Getcha.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Come here, come
Take
shop for
care
your
of you.
family. We'll take care of
You
you.
guys gotta get like a like StockX does their own verified, or like Goat does their own verified. You guys should do like a Getcha verified shoe. And a little tag
Yeah,
on
that
it or
would
something.
that would be cool. All I have is my little sticker. I put it on the boxes, but
Yeah, I love that. Though. That's
yeah.
good. Yeah, just even something like that though, like something like that, like on like a little chain
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
like they do on like StockX. Like,
Exactly.
that would be pretty cool, because then you wouldn't have to like, I mean, not that anyone does think that they're fake, but you could easily tell because it has the tag on it.
Yeah,
Or like even if you
exactly.
put the sticker like in the
Gotcha,
sole.
authenticated.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you put it like in the sole or something like that,
Yeah.
that would be even cool. Because then like they can't get rid of it. They don't they can't take it
Oh,
off.
that
It's
would
always
be
there.
dope.
It's like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
authenticated by
Yeah,
Yeah,
Getcha.
you just gave us an idea.
Hey man, that's what we're here for,
Yeah,
bro. We're trying to
appreciate
give
that, bro.
ideas. I know like you guys are saying, Cardi, you're saying marketing is one thing you're pushing harder than like going out to try to get like certain clothes or certain shoes.
Mhm.
What are like your big marketing things that you guys are gonna throw out soon? You guys got any events soon? You guys got like any certain like videos that you guys want to start pushing?
We are trying to get an event going over at FHS, or I think there's a new place called Game On.
Yeah,
Game
yeah,
On,
I was about to say that.
Yeah, I'm trying to contact one of the higher ups to see if we could just rent out like a side of the basketball courts, and we'll donate everything to them, type of thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're probably in that business like a shit ton of money. So whatever like business is willing to come their way, I can guarantee
Yeah,
you
That
they'll
place
jump on
is
that.
crazy.
Oh,
Have you
it's-
have you seen it up there?
Haven't went inside, but I've seen pictures,
Yeah,
and it looks amazing.
it looks insane.
It's hard to believe that shit's like
Yeah.
snapped out in Fitchburg.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They just start up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
right
like
a couple
you don't
weeks
even
ago.
know.
it's right before Monty Tech. It's like you go up like you're going to Monty Tech and you like go around this big lake on the left hand side.
Yeah.
All
It's
those
like
trucks
up
come
the
out
hill.
that road.
It's up
Yeah.
the hill way up there
Bunch of
before,
turf
and it's
fields,
literally
too.
like 20 turf fields.
it's
like
crazy.
I don't think it was like
They're
40
getting like
basketball
axe
courts
throwing
or
going in
something.
there, like
It's like
fucking
everything.
bumper car, like everything, bro.
Arcade,
They're trying to make it into
basketball
like a
courts,
mini Apex.
racquetball courts.
Yeah.
No, it's bigger than Apex.
They even have a
Well,
bar.
Apex got more shit though.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
cooler shit, but they got like more sports oriented. And I
But
think they have
it's-
a deal with Monty Tech too. They
Yeah.
go play sports there now.
It's pretty cool because it's local too.
It's
Like,
down the street.
yeah, it's on the street
Yeah.
from us. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they're gonna be hosting like AAU tournaments and all these different things. So like, if you guys could even just get like a table there, you know what I
Exactly.
mean, and
Just
just
That's
have
actually
like
a good
in
idea.
line of vision.
just
Do you
to-
guys ever think about that? Just like pulling up to an AAU tournament and then just like squatting down a table and just filling up a table with some shoes?
I haven't really thought about that. Well,
Yeah,
it's
I mean, I'm
something
sure it
we
wouldn't be like
Yeah.
highly profitable, but like if it was like,
Get your
especially
name
one in
out.
the area, and
Yeah,
like,
no, yeah.
especially if it was game on too, you wouldn't have to go anywhere far. It'd just be right
Yeah.
down the street, show up, maybe make some sales, and then just like you saying, marketing.
Content.
before we get more into the marketing talk, I just want to take a second to cut to the ad. Shout out Flip and Ships. If you guys want to make like an ad or something, or know anybody who wants to make like a little ad to be advertised on here.
He's been
Oh
doing
yeah,
a lot
you
of
guys should
business
get
stuff.
Raymond.
Promo.
He made you guys a little promo video to like post. Oh man, he was making some really good ones for like Smokestack, the cafe.
Can you give me a
like
snap?
I'll get you his information for sure. Shout out Flippin' Ships.
Our sponsor for PTP is Flippin' Ships. Flippin' Ships was founded by CEO Jason Reynolds during late quarantine, and Jason is in the business of providing you with entertainment. Whether you're looking for a restored boat in great condition you can take on the lakes, or if you're interested in watching the process go down, Jason's got it all. His TikToks show the process in an entertaining way for all ages, but check out his YouTube videos because they show every detail of the flip. Check him out on TikTok and YouTube for some at-home or on-the-go entertainment. His handle is Flippin' Ships. That's flipping without the G, ships. And be on the lookout for these flip ships soon on Facebook and Instagram.
I want to do YouTube videos, but I really don't know how to edit.
Yeah.
I can learn.
It's
but
hard without like
I
a
have
guy,
to-
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't have the time to do it, so I'm just looking for a person who wants to try to
No,
edit.
Ray was really good. You know, like those videos where it's like, I walked into a business and asked them if they wanted a little promo video for free, and this is how it came out.
Oh,
And they,
yeah,
cut
like those little
to,
TikToks.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
He,
they'll walk
he
up
does
to-
those. So like he
Okay.
pretty much just literally walks in. He's like, hey, like, would you guys be interested in us shooting you like a little video? And then they go like, yeah, sure. And then he like shoots like these like really like professional looking videos
Yeah,
that
sure.
look like some like great promo and stuff like that.
I'll get
So,
involved that.
I'll give you his information, but he's great with that stuff. And like, you know, even if you guys want to shoot like a video, a YouTube video or something like that, he's somebody that could help for sure.
Appreciate
But
it.
is it more the videos and the content you want to drive, or the in-person stuff? Because it seems like you guys wanted to push more like in-person marketing, trying to get the
a little
name
bit of
out.
both. We do want to get on YouTube because a lot of like Cool Kicks. That's a great example.
Oh, yeah.
A
Is
lot.
that the dude in LA that you
Yeah,
know?
a lot of their money is coming from YouTube.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're like a lot of
even
they're pushing,
sales.
say, like they're pushing a lot of money through YouTube, and
Is
that's
that like
and that's
in-store
like,
content?
yeah,
video,
all
or
in
they just like
stores.
showing
So they
off
have like
shoes
a
and
bunch
stuff?
of famous people come in, do like
Yeah.
sneaker shopping.
Mhm.
So they're pushing a lot of money through that, and that if we did make money off YouTube, go right back into inventory, into
everything.
shop.
Yeah.
Wouldn't go to us, it would go right back into the store, grow the store.
Well, like we were saying, everybody fucking knows you guys. It's
Yeah.
literally insane. Like I bring it up to anybody that you guys are doing a podcast with Getcha. Like it's a big
Oh,
deal to like
yeah,
other
yeah.
people, you know. So it's like I think that's accredited to both though. It's the in-person marketing that you guys do with the store and like you know
Yeah.
just the interaction when you're selling the shoe. But then also Snapchat has been
Oh, yeah.
huge for you guys.
Yeah.
Like you guys literally have changed the Snapchat game and completely like reversed it to use it for your own
So,
good, which is
so
like
Mike right there.
I
He started everything. In my opinion, with
No
like
one sells shoes
the
for Snap.
reselling, the Snapchat. Like I remember just because I only been in this for a year. So when I like 2 years ago, or whatever, I was trying to buy shoes off Mike. I was buying shoes like once a day off you.
Yeah.
I was buying everything off
Once a
Mike.
day,
So
all the time.
he was a big person that started this
personal,
reselling.
or you were also
No,
like
I
trying to
wasn't.
make a
Nah,
buck too.
just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
Crazy thing is, I talk to other like store owners, and they don't think about selling that Snapchat at all.
Like,
Yeah,
start-
that's,
And
that's
that's like
like
my
Gary
same
Vee
platform.
shit. You know, Gary
Yeah.
Vee's always
Yeah.
like content. If you're not making TikToks, what
Exactly.
are you doing? You know, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But I also think you guys took, before GetchaSneakers, you would see everybody selling drugs on their Snapchat.
Oh.
And that's their best way to promote
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But then it literally seems like you took the template / model
that
of
marketing
drug dealing
scheme.
and then literally made it into shoes. And I think that can go to for anybody who's trying to sell anything business wise. Because Elon Musk said that 90% or drug dealers know 90% more about business than anybody else,
Like,
than the
that's-
other
yeah.
10% of businessmen.
Literally.
So I think that the fact that you were able to manipulate that template that's used for like shit, you know, and use it, and use it to your advantage
Yeah.
is like incredible. And I think that that's not the end though. I think that there's something else that's going to be coming for you guys, marketing wise,
For
whether
sure.
that be like YouTube or whatever. I think you guys are going to find your little niche.
Yeah.
But is like, are you looking for someone to do camera? Because I know you had Gio, but then he's kind of doing his own thing.
I kind of, we had Gio. Not gonna talk too much about it. But
Yeah, I didn't mean to put it on the
Yeah.
spot. That's not why I brought it up. I was just curious. If you
Yeah,
had any cameraman, throw it out there.
so yeah, we just looking for a new cameraman. Not really a cameraman, someone that could just edit, because I could do all the cameras work myself. I could just put it in the corner somewhere so they could just see our transactions.
You
And
guys should do what Cool Kicks is doing. Like, if you have like a local SoundCloud rapper, or like anybody who's like locally statured, you could have them like you just take the video of them going around and then just kind of like shoot the shit, little like You know,
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like this. There's a little like 2-minute little
Yeah,
podcast
yeah.
in between, and then you can cut away to the shoe kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
That's
I think-
definitely an idea.
I think that you guys' like range with what you could do in-person marketing and online marketing is unlimited due
Yeah.
to all of the shit that you guys do.
Yeah.
Like even like shit like this, like
Like
even
the
like the the
yeah.
boards are like just like the like I don't want to say like
That was
memorabilia,
actually a
but
gift
Yeah. That's
to
what
us.
it's
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shout out our customers, man. They definitely treat us well.
yeah,
Yeah.
people come in with gifts and stuff.
Oh, all the time. We got that free turbo, man. We've got
One of
another
these boards
board.
are free.
Yeah.
Just people that come in just give us free shoes to give away and stuff like
Yeah.
that. We do get a lot of free stuff.
Yeah,
So
so-
there's,
Yeah, and that's why like I feel like the in-person and online marketing isn't gonna be mutually exclusive. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be all in the same because people know you guys, they like you guys,
Yeah.
and then that's gonna double over and be able to turn into an online following.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I also think that like I know I had people on like you give me 2 shirts now. You know what I mean? But it's the matter of like is it that you've saved them so much money or promoted them to a certain extent that they want to give it to you, or is it literally just like I fuck with you guys, here's the shit?
It's def-
General.
Yeah, I think it's just a general thing, to be honest. with
That
you.
must is the,
Yeah.
what kind of feeling is that though?
Oh, it's amazing.
I you know
man.
because I'm nowhere near of like community stature as you guys. Like everyone fucking knows you.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like when I pulled up at the light, like I noticed you. I was
Right,
like
right.
I'm literally gonna do a podcast. With him,
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? But like, how does it feel to be able to impact the community the way you guys do? I mean, I'm sure it feels great, but like, is there any other like feelings that come along with that? Is there like a lot of weight? Do you feel?
It's not a lot of weight. It's just we separated ourselves as a group because like a year ago I can just do whatever I wanted, but now I try to not like a celebrity, but I have to hold myself to a different standpoint than I did a year ago. Just because everything that I do outside the shop is attached to the shop.
It's just like a
now.
sports team. Like anything
Like
you do
anything
outside.
you do, so that's
So that's why
It's
I
fun.
used to post crazy shit on Snap.
Yeah.
Now I don't post it. I
it's
try
just
to
business,
behave
strictly
myself,
business.
I remember last
Sugar.
time you like post like you smoking some weed and someone would think you're like a drug dealer.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
people would say
so
like
I
you sell
don't
drugs
post
out
any
the
of that
store,
shit.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
it's
like
like-
smoking a wood in
yeah.
your bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid things too, bro. You like he posted, he gave him some weed for Christmas, and he got banned from Snap because of it.
What? That's wild.
Yeah.
Someone was hating. Someone
Yeah.
reported this Snap
So
for sure.
It's just little
Bought
things
it
we
at
can't do
dispensary.
anymore.
Yeah, like legal bud.
Legal bud.
They didn't show no body. It was just a container.
It was just a container.
What?
And they clipped my Snapchat.
Yeah.
Well, it
Like,
just
for
goes
good?
to show you,
Gone?
there's people
Yeah,
who
I had to get a new phone though.
What? That's crazy.
So yeah, so without
And then there's people selling straight like Zans and
Yeah,
whatever on
and then not
Snapchat.
getting
been
nothing.
on there for years, yeah.
so what
That's
comes with
insane.
a lot of people loving us is a lot of hate too.
Lot.
We get a lot of hate from random people.
How's that? Like, how do you
Is
guys
it-
deal with that?
Oh, we don't care.
Yeah.
It's like a
Hell yeah.
That's what
it
you
is
said
what it
last
is.
time. You get a lot of hate, but is it mostly like other resellers, or is it just like from people who are trying to get you?
Definitely resellers.
I didn't get you.
To be honest,
It's a little bit of both. There is some resellers that do hate on us, saying we tax, we do. It's
It's a storefront.
we're,
Like,
you get the
I'm
numbers.
saying,
Yeah.
it's different when you're
Supply
selling it
and
on
demand, too.
Snapchat.
Yeah,
too.
it's like
exactly.
a
You
lot
can
of
afford to
people-
sell it at the comfort of your home, trying to make money. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Here, you guys have rent to pay. You guys got, you guys got to literally hold this shit together.
We got
Like,
bills. We got a lot of us live on our own. We all have our own car. Like, we do have to pay for our own stuff, so it's
Yeah.
not like
You're mad.
we can throw a shoe up and
And
make
people
$20
just-
on it.
yeah.
We do have to make money to
Nah,
because this is
that's some kid shit
Yeah.
for them, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Jay-Z once said, "Being broke is childish, and I'm quite grown."
Yeah,
It's
Right,
like, you know,
exactly.
I think that like they don't have real shit to pay for. You know what I mean? Like they don't have shit to deal with, so they can't afford to
yeah.
like be able to pay whatever it's $5 is what they consider a tax on their
Yeah.
shit because now you have a store and someone can come in here and look at the shit.
everyone on the team. This is all our job. We don't have a second job. This is what we
our
do.
This is
job.
your
This is
life.
how we pay bills. Like this is how we do have to make money on our shoes. So there's some people that hate and get upset, but they don't understand that outside of this, we gotta pay our bills.
With the hours and stuff.
Hours,
that we
it's-
put
it-
in.
this
I was
isn't
saying
like-
because you guys don't get paid an
Yeah,
hourly.
no,
like
no,
you're here on your own dime, 8
Every
hours a
day
day.
is-
I was thinking
yeah.
about that when I drove by you the other day. I was like, dude's probably just going to get something to eat and coming right back and
Yeah,
grind for the other
exactly.
4 hours. Actually, it's funny. I saw you drive this way too.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw you go up that way. I drove by. And I was like, I couldn't see because the windows are tinted. I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
it,
yeah. I was like, that's probably Mike. And then I got to the light and I saw you and I was like, dude, they're probably getting lunch and going right back to the grind. And then I thought about it. These guys aren't hourly. They're here on their own time,
That's
own
it.
dime, trying to make a fucking dollar.
To be honest, our job is a 24/7 thing.
Yeah,
Like,
but two days off. In those days off, we're still
Still
working.
Yeah, so
working.
you're still
We're
probably
trying to-
making contact,
yeah.
trying to sell
We're
shoes,
trying to
like,
buy
pull up on
shoes,
you.
sell shoes,
All
all
that
days
good
off.
stuff.
all that.
Yeah, they say entrepreneurs are the only people who won't work a 20-hour-a-week job or a 40-hour-a-week job just to work 80 on their own time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I think that too. A lot of entrepreneurs like, well, I can't work this 30-hour-a-week job, but then they start their own business. They work 100 hours a week,
Yeah, like
more hours
always.
than they can
but
work.
it's something we love, so
This
it doesn't
is
feel
nothing
like
to me.
it.
It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like work. I like
Yeah.
doing this. I like. There's times I told Mike, Richie, all this. There's times where it's like 12 o'clock midnight, and I'm laying down, I'm trying to go to bed. I'm trying to figure out how do I make more money.
Exactly.
How do I grow my name? How can we expand? I'm always
Think
trying
about
to.
tomorrow.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
always room for improvement.
And just long term too, because I feel like with Mike, we were just talking about like stocks. A lot of people, don't think long term with that shit, and I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people are already just like blow their paycheck on stupid shit.
I see it personally. Like there's people that hit me up and say, "I'm getting paid Friday. Can you hold it to me till Friday?" So people are using their checks to buy shoes.
It's the only reason I don't buy
Yeah.
shoes is
Yeah.
because I'm like that with my money. I'm
Yeah.
like check to check, paying rent and shit, so I can't do shit.
And it's like,
And it's no shot to them, but like I think priorities should
Should
be a
be
thing,
straight.
even for anyone that's like 18 and older. To be honest with you.
Even before that, man.
Even,
Yeah, like you said with the stocks and shit, just like think about your future.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Even an extra $20
Set
a
yourself up.
week will help long term.
Yeah.
We dump money. I dump money weekly to stocks. He dumps money.
I say you have it just like set up to the account,
Yeah.
like feeds in, yeah.
like priorities. I can like a year and a half ago, I had no license, no car, no money, and I had like 16 pair of Yeezys. And then one day I was in my room, I was looking at my Yeezys. I'm like, I got no car, no license. I'm my mom. I'm like, what am I doing? Sold everything. Got my license a month later. Got my car a month later. That's when I started reselling, and I like flipped the page. I'm like, I can't be doing this.
Talk about the Nissan Altima.
My first, I spent $1,000. I got a nice car now. It's a 28. I got a nice car now. I worked hard for it. But my first car, it was a 2001 Nissan Altima. Couldn't go on the highway. It was shaking like this.
Dude, I know that.
I remember I had to pull. My hood started smoking underneath at one point. It started smoking.
Same
all
shit. I
around,
was
bro.
driving an 01 Corolla way back in the day. I was pulling up the Monty Tech for a summer
Yeah.
league game with my boys, and we'd obviously been smoking weed, so I'm
Yeah.
high. And we
Yeah.
get to like that last stop sign, you know that like the booze store is
Yeah, I know
right before you
what
take
you're
the
talking
right.
about.
Yeah, we got to that stop sign, the car just wouldn't go. I'm pressing the gas,
Bro.
it's not going anywhere.
My sneakers, my tires were bald. So there's times I was pulling into here, drifting. I'm like, bro. And that's when I first started. That's when I first started reselling. So I wasn't really making crazy money. Then I was able to, like a few months later, I was started picking everything up, and I was able to buy a brand
Well,
new
bro,
car.
your
so-
progress is a testament to your work ethic. So you know
Yeah.
what I mean. You
Yeah,
had
I'm
that
saying,
mindset.
it's like when I had the Yeezys with no car and license, I'm like, bro, I can't be doing this. So I had to get all my stuff, and from there on,
That's so
I was
funny.
able to
So-
move out my mom's crib. I'm on my second apartment now.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I'm on,
that's-
yeah, it's just progress.
But that was
time.
what, a year and a half ago, you said? Not
Yeah.
even? Dude, that's
a
crazy.
little. I moved out in April. Got my first car.
Because what's it been, a year now?
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
the shop? Yeah, almost a
Year
year
and a month.
exactly.
Year
Oh,
and a
year and a
month,
month. You
yeah.
guys opened it it was like right after Christmas,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah,
guys opened last year?
So the reason why I brought that up is just to show people that if you keep your head up, you think about your priorities and
A year and a half
do what you
ago,
have to do
nothing.
to advance in life. Things will change. To be
Anything's
honest.
possible. I remember when
Anything's
I first
possible.
started reselling. I was at first I was doing vintage. I was thrifting because I didn't have money to buy shoes, buy vape or anything. So I was buying $2 tees, flipping them for $20, and that added up. And Mike actually I think it was a weekend, and Mike threw me right on the team because he seen that potential in me.
Word.
And then when I
He's
came
still
in,
working.
Yeah.
came into the shop, Mike told me to start selling shoes because there's a lot more money in shoes.
Yeah.
But I kept dubbing it. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna keep doing this. And now I'm finally doing shoes.
Because I remember you had your own rack like right here, and then you
Yeah.
had your own rack like right there.
Crazy thing is, Richie or Cardi weren't selling shoes when they first came in
I
here.
was doing clothes,
Yeah.
and I realized like clothes can only go a long way. Everyone's gonna want shoes. No one's gonna want to like it's summer.
Yeah.
People are wearing shoes in winter and summer. People are only wearing short sleeves in summer.
True. Most people can only
That's a good
afford
point. I
like
didn't
maybe a
think about
couple pairs of these, so then they're gonna wear them all the time.
Exactly.
And then once
Yeah.
they're done with that one, they're gonna need that new pair, so they come in and reamp the whole thing.
Yeah, and even like you buy a pair of shoes, you see that shirt that goes along with it, man. It's like a.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
That's all the time.
That was a big thing. Why I wanted to do both because I had a shoe and I had a shirt. Buy these, this goes with it. 2 sales instead of one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's 12 o'clock. Then you know what that means. Getcha's open.
Yes, sir.
Come
Officially.
through. Come through
Shop.
for sure.
12 to 8.
But I think that was a great way to end it, talking about work ethic and motivation. and
Anything's possible. Just put your mind to it. I remember, like, again, I used to drive home thinking about how can I make more money? How can I make money? Started reselling, and now my life was
Okay.
from here. I wish I could raise my hand higher if I was taller, but up there.
Hell yeah.
It's up there now.
We feel like we're on top of the world right now.
And it's,
We're just
there's
gonna
always
keep
room for
going.
improvement, but right now I feel like I'm good. Like I know if I keep going at the speed I'm going at, years
Anything's
from now I'm
possible.
gonna be
Yeah.
I'm gonna be good.
Oh yeah, man. Well, we're grateful to have you guys on.
We're
Yeah,
grateful
guys.
grateful to have you guys on here, especially too.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
such a cool vibe to be here before it's open. Nobody else in here, but also I just you guys are like such a staple in the community that you know it's inspiring to us. You know, because like we're gonna take this and then we're just gonna be thinking about this all the time, trying to grind. You know, and that
It's all about giving back to the
yeah,
community.
and
though,
that too,
man.
yeah. And that was the whole idea
Yeah.
of the whole thing, is just mutually beneficial for everybody. I show off you, and now the community sees you, but then they also
Exactly.
saw me while doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's all about that, but you know, God, I love that work ethic from you guys, man.
Appreciate it,
It's
man.
very
You
motivating.
too, keep doing what
Yeah,
you're doing.
you
This
too,
is
man.
gonna
It's different.
it's gonna blow up. No one's
I
doing
appreciate
this.
that.
Everyone
I appreciate that.
everyone's doing shoes. We were able to separate ourselves from everyone, but you.
You're the
no
only
one's
one
doing
that's
this.
really
You're the only one that's
that.
doing this.
I
the most
appreciate that.
consistent person that's doing podcasts
Yeah,
around here.
we just like people don't see, you know, like
No.
you post all the shoes you want, you know what I mean, blah blah blah, but they don't know you and they don't know
That's what I'm saying.
like people still think that you sell weed and like
Exactly.
you know like
Yeah,
shit like
yeah,
that,
I
you know what I
don't.
mean? So, like, if they ever,
No,
if
so
they
all
ever
the
even
straight
just,
shoes.
Straight shoes.
if they ever even just watched like our first podcast, they would have known just by like this one little interaction
Yeah.
that you're not at all like that, you know what I mean?
Not
But
at
then
all.
they can't even make the like
It's
the
assumptions.
conscious
Yeah.
like effort to come in and talk to you
and
and
ask
you know
me
and take a
about
2-second
me.
conversation. Doesn't even take the whole 45-minute podcast
Exactly.
to realize, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, on that note, we'll leave you how I always leave you. Believe in yourself.
Yes, sir.
Peace. It was a great
Take care,
podcast. It was
guys.
fantastic talk. Thank you guys.